Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a great start to getting back into videos. We've got a really exciting trip for you planned. Taking a couple of weeks off work. This is going to be a proper little holiday for us, and as we can't travel into Europe at the moment, we've been thinking about what we can do, something a little bit different, a little bit more interesting, and yeah, we've come up with this idea to do something really unusual and a break from van life even. So more about that in a minute. We're going to meet up with a couple of good friends of ours that we've travelled with before. You know, John and Mandy. So they're coming along with us on this trip. And we've also got a really special guest that we're going to meet when we get to our destination. We're at Gayton Marina in Northamptonshire, right in the Midlands. And as you can see behind me, yeah, we've met up with our old friends, Gadget John and Mandy. They're going to be coming with us on this trip. And as we're at the marina, you've also guessed it, we're going on a narrowboat. So let's just go and check in on the Gadgets, see if they're inside their van. Hello.
Hello.
How are you all doing? You alright?
Hi.
It's been a while since we've seen you. Well, no, it hasn't
ages. Ages.
I know we've been meeting up on the odd weekend, didn't we?
Yeah.
Just in the UK, but we haven't done any travelling together, have we?
It's going to be a first time in about nearly a year and a half?
Yeah, it seems like ages ago.
Oh, it really does, like a whole lifetime ago, really.
Are you looking forward to it?
Oh, yeah.
Very much so. A little bit nervous as well. But, yeah.
It's going to be something completely different though, isn't it? From some similarities, some...
Yeah, some things are the same, like the off-grid part of it.
Yeah.
And the tiny living part of it.
Yeah, tiny living part of it. But then the other thing is, it's like, I have never controlled a boat before. And it sounds like that's a new skill you need to master really quick.
And of course, after all of this, we've never shared accommodation before.
Yeah.
So that should be a first.
I mean, we thought, you know, we've travelled with you guys in Europe, so who better to invite? We know what, you know, we
know what to expect.
We kind of know what to expect, yeah. As long as you're not running around the boat naked.
No, that'd be you and Lou.
That's what we have to worry about with you guys, isn't it?
I think we're going to have a good time. It's going to be
can't wait.
Great laugh,
Yep.
And there we go, just parked right on the banks of the canal in this little CL. And then where the crane is there, just a little bit further down, is the actual marina. Let's go and have a look at that. I think I just spied our extra special guest coming into the car park. He's not going to be expecting me to be filming, I don't think, but we'll see if we can catch a word of him. Hey, hello Dave, how are you doing?
Hello.
Oh, it's been
Socially
a long
distanced, hello.
Nice to meet you, mate. After
Likewise.
a long time chatting.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Now, most of you will know David from his Cruising the Cut channel, but he's also got a second channel, and I think that's how you and I really got chatting to each other.
Yeah.
So David's done a van conversion, watched my videos obviously.
Of course.
Yeah.
The master.
and here it is, finally get a chance to have a look inside. So what vehicle is this, Dave?
It's a Toyota Pro Ace, which is the same thing as a Citroen Dispatch or a Peugeot. I get the Peugeot one wrong. I think it's the Peugeot Expert.
Okay, so
The
same
badge,
body.
badge,
Yeah. So you got a little pull-out bench. Seating area here makes up into a double bed, and then up the back there some storage across the back doors, and then
Fridge in the back.
Okay, fridge up there, yeah. And then galley style kitchen here with the is that the SMEV unit, isn't it? With double burner and sink in there, and more storage up the top here, cupboards, and a fan in the roof. It's got everything you need in it, isn't it, mate? It's really good, very nicely finished as well. Brilliant. So this is going to be our boat for the week, the Purple Sandpiper. We're going to have a briefing in a little while, tell us all about how she operates, how to steer it, drive it, how to navigate the locks, etc. I'm standing on the back of the boat. There's the tiller. You can hear the engine just ticking over. And into the dinette area. Nice big dinette kitchen area. Plenty of seating. Well provisioned galley kitchen. Nice big Thetford cooker, oven, grill. Plenty of mugs for tea. Oh yes. And then each of the bedrooms has got its own ensuite bathroom. That's all very nice, isn't it? This is a bit of luxury compared to the van, isn't it? Oh, nice walk-in shower. Lovely. And we've got one of the bedrooms set up as a double, just to show you both layouts, and they will set the boat up for you any way you want. Carry on through, and then we get to the second bathroom. So each bedroom has got its own bathroom. Again, well provisioned. This will be a little bit of luxury for us. Just take a quick look outside, and we can see we're way down in the water. Probably about 2 foot of the boat is actually below water. And then we come through to the last bedroom at the back, and then this one's been set up as 2 singles at the back here, and then you're out. Oh, sorry, I'm saying the back. This is the front of the boat. Apologies. No, we're up at the bow, right at the front here. There we go. Looking down the canal. The staff at ABC Boat Hire gave us a really detailed briefing about the boat. They showed us the principles of how the locks work and how to operate them safely, and even ran through all of the controls on board the boat before taking us out for a little short cruise up the canal. Each of us got to practice steering the boat under their guidance before setting off on our own. Just ready for the off. We've had our little bit of training. We've just been up the top of the canal there, up to a little winding point. John drove the boat all the way up there to the winding point and turned it round, and then I drove the boat back with the one of the team from the boat hire company on board, just to give us a few pointers. And now we've got all our stuff loaded on. David's actually going to come with us for the first section up to our first mooring point. So John's up front. I think he's going to cast off, and then when he comes back down the back here and jumps on the deck down the back here, then we can cast off this end, and away we go. So Dave, we've got a couple of minutes up the front of the boat here while Gadget John's in command.
God help us.
I can hear him revving the engine already. I just wondered if, like, you could tell my viewers a little bit about yourself and your channel. So.
Yes, I mean, I've got 2 channels. One's the van channel, Vandemonium, but the main one is Cruising the Cut, which is all about canals, canal boats. I've had a boat now for coming up 6 years, and I've been living aboard it for, again, coming up 6 years. It was supposed to be a 1-year experiment that hasn't quite ended yet. And for the first few years, all my videos were about life on board the boat and cruising around and shots of the ducks and the wildlife. And then this year I've decided to stop cruising the boat and do other videos all about aspects of canal life. So stuff about the lock volunteers and things about how the water is managed on the canals, and just all sorts of different aspects.
But you and I mainly got in contact obviously through your van build channel, but I was already following your narrowboat channel prior to that. There's a lot of similarities between off-grid living in the van and off-grid living in the boat, isn't there? So what actually made you decide to do live aboard a boat, and was it this year that you were saying that you were going to do it? Is that going to be a break from work and just a holiday, and now it's turned into more than that? Or
Well, I left work, so it was definitely not. If it was going to be a break, I'd have been going back to something else. I just kind of got tired of doing what I was doing. I mean, I'm sure anyone can relate to doing the same thing day in, day out.
Sure.
You do get tired. And I decided to go off on a little holiday. I took myself on a week's holiday, and I sat and I stared out, and I thought, what am I going to do? And then from nowhere, this idea came to me: let's get a narrowboat and live on a boat. I still don't quite know where that idea came from. And I started looking into it, and before I knew it, I'd sold my house and quit my job and bought this narrowboat and was living on it. And it's just carried on.
and the channel's immensely popular, isn't it? Even some of the ones that I've watched, even where you've just put, you know, the camera on the bow of the boat and you're just cruising at a slow speed, they just seem to be really captivating, and then
There's a different audience for the different kind of video. Some people like it where I'm chit-chatting, some people like it where it's just, as you say, a camera on the bow of the boat, and people can put it on for 2-3 hours and just let it play and let it wash over them. I was kind of lucky in that there was only one other real regular canal vlogger before me, a guy called Sort of Dan, Sort of Interesting, and so I got in very early, and people looking for the content, there wasn't much choice, they found me. And now everyone with a narrowboat is doing a vlog, so there's a lot more choice, which is great because there's just all these different people and different canals and different boats. But it's a lot harder for anyone now starting one to stand out, I would say, because there's a lot more choice. So I was kind of lucky with the timing in terms of my channel growth.
similar with us and the Vanlife channel, and you know, obviously I think we got in at the right time. But for viewers who watch my channel, it's interesting to watch your stuff because it's all relative, because you're still dealing with 12-volt electrics and batteries, and you're still having to
and water tanks,
get your water from somewhere and empty your toilet and things like that. So
very similar.
yeah, no, that's great. Well, I'll put all the links obviously in the description.
Great.
For you, both your channels.
Thank you.
So anybody who's watching, yeah, please do have a look at David's stuff. It's really
Please
interesting.
do. Thank you very much.
Great, cheers mate. Morning guys, beginning of day 2. We had a really good day yesterday, quite a long day with all the briefings and getting the boat ready and finally setting off. But our first leg yesterday was pretty, I'll say, uneventful actually, which was good. We didn't hit anything, managed to steer the boat correctly. We didn't have to tackle any locks or bridges or anything like that yesterday, so the first day was nice and easy, sort of broke you into it really gently. And we moored up here at this lovely little spot here. You can hear a little bit of road noise, but then the canals always follow the main roads and the main railways, so I guess unless you're right out in the countryside, you're always going to get a little bit of that. You can see, there you go, there's the main train going from the Midlands down to London. And then on today's itinerary, we've got to head further along the canal, and we're going to do our first locks today, but actually a flight of 7 locks. And we're hoping that David's going to turn up in a little bit. He's going to pop down again this morning just to see us through our first locks, and hopefully show us the ropes and tell us what to do, and then we'll be on our way. So how's everybody feeling?
Quite refreshed.
Good night's sleep?
Yeah, it was Considering. It was good. We had somebody that was looking around saying, "Why aren't I on the bed with you?"
Yeah.
Why am I on a boat?
I think the single different thing was not having blackout blinds.
Yes.
Was it a bit light in the morning and that? Yeah.
So sort of literally 5 o'clock this morning.
It's nice
He
having.
was still snoring at 5 o'clock this morning. Literally still snoring.
I liked having the bigger bathroom this morning. That was
Yeah.
nice.
Oh yeah,
that was
get
nice,
used
yeah.
to that.
Are you
was
finding the
good.
toilet basin a little bit
small.
Narrow.
Yeah.
Yes, very small.
it got away really well. See, we got to toilets already.
Yay.
So what are we looking forward to today?
Locks.
Yeah.
Locks.
Yes.
Lots of locks.
Lots of
Lots of them.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to them.
So first job of the day, although the boat carries something like 200 gallons, about 1,000 litres of water on board, they did recommend that we top up the water daily, just because it helps with ballast at the front end of the boat. So John's gonna drag the boat down to the watering point. We're not even gonna motor down there, because there he is up the front there somewhere. Can you see him? Wave, John. There he is. He's going to drag the boat down to the watering point, so let's see how he gets on.
So we have Greg here at the back pulling, and down there.
sea. There's John. We're just putting the boat to the water. We're ready. It's going to be tight. Now.
Done that like a professional. So there we go, there's one of the water points, hooked on with the hose. Oh, John!
Hose operator for the morning.
Hose operator. Don't lose the little cap, that's
No.
what I said.
Now we've got to keep that safe.
Yeah, keep that safe, and the key.
And the key,
Yeah.
which obviously is just a big spanner.
So we're going to top this up 10 minutes or so just to top up what we used yesterday, and then we'll be on our way down the canal. So on the colder mornings, a little bit of heat. 5 seconds or so. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah. Oh, some duck action.
I'd slow down a fair bit because I would suggest you were actually speeding there.
Really?
By looking at the tow path, we were doing more than 4 miles an hour, I would suggest.
Call for speeding on the canal. Sorry, Governor, I missed my stay.
I've learned my lesson. I'm not looking at you. Keeping that way. This is the life.
You're doing fine. Don't overcook.
Yeah.
Because then you start getting
Well, no, I'm just a bit worried about the boat coming up. We're
That's
just
fine.
straight
That's
down the
fine. You're
side.
straightening up very nicely. And just before your foot is straight, you put it back straight again, otherwise you kind of keep that
Yeah.
shoes. So that's fine. We're going at a nice slow pace, so it's absolutely fine.
Perfect. See?
Yay! I'm not going to take my eyes off
No,
it.
you can't do that.
Now, if you reach down and pull that lever back till it clicks a little bit, that's it. That's a nice slow pace to go past.
Oh, yeah, we're past the boat.
I can see a lock.
Yes, that's
Hey,
it.
oh,
Bottom lock.
Mandy! We can see your locks. Locks.
We used to jump in that when we was kids.
Oh, that's better.
And again, as soon as you've done that, pop all the paddles down.
Yep.
And make sure the ratchets are latched.
Yep.
So now John's gone racing up ahead to the next lock, so we're walking. Morning. John! John! Come back! So we're at Buckby Top Lock, lock number 7 today. This is the first time we've done any locks, but we've gone through 7 now. We went through the first couple with David, he showed us the ropes, and then we've done 3, 4 on our own. No problems, we haven't hit anything so far. So in order to celebrate, we've quite handily at Buckby Top Lock here, there's a nice little pub. So we're going to just stop for a sandwich and of course a Coca-Cola. And then we'll be on our way again. We've got another flight of 7 locks to do, and we've got a mile-long tunnel, so the day's not over yet. So we're on the Leicester Canal now. We've just passed bridge number 2, coming up to bridge number 3. Nice little bit of cruising before I think we hit another 7 locks and this mile-long tunnel, prickly tunnel. So we'll see how far we get today, because this itinerary is quite full. It's a full-on day, and It's what, 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon now. Not too sure whether we'll get the rest of it done today, so we'll see how far we get, and then I think once we've had enough we'll find a nice little spot to moor for the second night. Quite an impressive set of locks this, really, these Watford locks. There's about 16 metres difference in elevation from one of the upper pound down to the lower canal. You've got these little reservoirs here which obviously fill the locks, and then you can see down there there's a whole staircase of locks going down to that lower pound. Shit, hang on.
Is there someone coming the other way?
I can't see a thing with that light in my eyes.
Scary.
Crossing paths in a tunnel. Oh, that's what we need to do. We should put all the lights on. Morning.
You're going to get wet in a minute.
Thanks. That's what we should have done. Put all the inside lights on. Yeah. Oh, scraping. Yeah. We're going to get wet. Oh, yeah, look. You're going to get wet.
That looks like what's there, and I need to take a picture while you're videoing.
Yeah, I know.
I only figured that one out about 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yay!
That's how you
Well,
take
anyway,
it.
they might be a bit more.
Yeah. Where are they? Oh, they're still in the dark.
Still in the tunnel. Hey! Oh, death, man!
That is really loud. No.
Just turn the lights off.
Okay,
No,
let
you
you
turned
off.
it on. Greg already did it.
So we're just going to take a little walk into Yelvertoft. So we've moored up here by the side of the canal, just near Bridge 19. Now one thing you need to bear in mind when mooring up is these canal and river trust signs. Now this one actually says we can only stop for an hour. So there's a water point here. So past this sign you can moor up for an hour, and there's another sign a little bit further down, just only 2 boats down, and then beyond that is private permit holders only. So there's no more moorings down here unless you go right down the canal a lot further down. So we're just going to pop into Yelvertoft for a couple of minutes, just have a little quick walk around and then come back. So we're all fed and watered, lovely spot of lunch. If you're ever in Yelverton, visit the Nightly Arms. Brilliant little pub, and we were dead jealous of the top chips that the other guys had. But yeah, lovely little lunchtime stopover. Back to the boat now. We've got about 4 or 5 hours cruising this afternoon, and then our final mooring spot, and we'll show you where that is when we get there.
Nice down this end, isn't
Very
it?
serene up this end, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's lovely.
It's all,
nice and
it's all
quiet.
rushing water and
Tea and
Chirping
cake.
birds.
And coffee.
tea, coffee and cake.
And we're watching all the damselflies mating.
We've
Not
def-
actually watching them mating, but they are.
You can see them a lot.
We've definitely got the wrong end of the deal here.
You and John like to play, you know you do. But this end is definitely the good end of the boat.
There's Coopy on his nice little comfy bed. How are you doing?
settled, doesn't
Are you alright? You was asleep a minute ago before I disturbed you, wasn't you? So it's the afternoon of day 3. I think after 2.5 days of piloting this boat, we've kind of got the hang of it, haven't we, John?
I would say, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you did a really good job today in that flight of locks.
Yeah,
That was-
nerve-wracking, wasn't it?
It was really tricky, yeah.
Yeah.
And even the woman who's the lock keeper there, she said the most difficult job was navigating the boat through those locks. So no, you've done well there, mate. But we haven't got as far as we would have liked to on the itinerary, but I think mainly because that set of locks was only open for a couple of hours during the middle of the day, because they were doing some major engineering works on the reservoirs that feed all those locks, so they had a limited supply of water. So that's put us behind quite a bit, though. We're not going to make it to the turnaround point of this particular trip. We're going to stop a little bit short. We've been told there's a nice little town with plenty of things to sort of have a walk around and see and do. So we've got a few more bridges to go. We're going to turn around in a little winding point and moor up for the night, and then that'll be us for today. And then tomorrow we'll get off the boat and have a nice little walk around, hopefully. Morning guys, beginning of day 4, Friday on our trip. Now we're not going to try and go through the next set of locks at Foxton, because there's about 10 locks on a massive staircase. We'll show you that in a minute when we walk down there. There's some huge drops on these locks, probably about 4 or 5 meters. But because we're in the middle of our week, it would mean having to go through Foxton locks, literally turn around in the pound down the bottom and probably come all the way back up. So we're going to moor the boat here for the day and take the opportunity to walk into Foxton, have a little mooch about the town and just see what's there, and have a bit of a relaxing day. And then we've got 3 clear days then to cruise back to Gateham Marina, so just having a bit of a chill time really.
Is
Morning.
it a straight beach? Morning. Is it closer to the... Or is it just making sure that there's one available
Well,
for
I
them?
suppose so, yeah, I
maybe?
don't know.
Morning, mate. You all right?
Morning.
Good
Yeah.
morning.
Middle of our trip.
Yeah.
Alright.
We're 4 days in now. Got 3 full days left.
Oh yeah.
So, how are you enjoying it?
I would say that it's the most physical holiday that I've ever had in my life.
It's quite. You have to do a lot of concentrating, don't you?
It's concentrating. You're constantly doing something, either if you're on the back or whether you're mooring up or whatever. It's. I mean, it's enjoyable, but you're constantly doing something.
Yeah. There's a lot to pack into the day.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think it's
Can't say you get bored.
No.
not at all. I mean, even for me and Lou sitting on the bow with coffee, just
Exhausting.
It's
Oh, yeah.
exhausting.
It is,
It's
yeah.
terrible.
All the trips to the coffee and everything.
Oh,
yeah. It's a long wait from here to back to the middle of the boat.
It's
and
the
kitchen.
shuffle as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
The sideways shuffle.
Yep.
What's it been like living on the boat in terms of the facilities on board and stuff?
Really good.
Yeah.
I think it's back to make us just have to pull out the beds a little bit to make it into a full single
Yeah.
at the back, and that just seems to be really straightforward. Bags of room, nice and quiet.
It's well provided for, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got everything.
It's got everything you need.
Everything
Yeah.
you need.
In fact,
Nice.
it's got 2 full bathrooms in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
shower
that's-
rooms. It's amazing.
That's the nice bit. There's having a really proper bathroom in here.
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, we're not kind of used to that, are we?
All the space you can get dressed in there and everything.
Yeah.
There's so much
There's
space.
room.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's been really good. So, yeah, looking forward to the next 3 days.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
We've got them all
Yes.
planned out roughly, so we know where we're going.
Brilliant.
That way.
So what we're trying to do today, because of the time restriction on those Watford locks when we came up, is we want to be there early in the morning so we can get back down them. So our end goal today is to try and get back to Watford locks and moor up at the top of the locks, so we're there for first thing in the morning. So we're going to make a little stop in Crick because we didn't get a chance to explore there on the way up, and that's going to be our lunchtime stopover, and then this afternoon carry on all the way down to Watford hopefully. It is supposed to brighten up a bit later. We're supposed to be about 20 degrees, so should be a nice day's cruising. Happy birthday! So it's about 20 to 2, we've arrived in Crick, got the boat moored up just outside the marina. Mandy jumped off with the rope, and then Cooper promptly followed and fell in the canal.
Poor Coop.
He's dried out of it now though, so he was alright. Thankfully they had that little life jacket on, and Mandy quickly whipped him out, put him on the bank. He's looking all very sorry for himself. But bit of excitement.
Yep.
And we're just about a 10-minute walk into Crick. Hopefully a nice little bit of lunch. Turned out lovely and sunny as well, so should be a nice afternoon. And then a nice little slow cruise down to Watford, park up there overnight, ready to do the locks in the morning. A lovely day, isn't it?
It is beautiful.
So most of the locks that we did on the Leicester arm of the canal are all just single locks, with just one boat in at a time. And as we're coming back down the Grand Union, back to Gator Marina. These are double locks, and we've got a gentleman here with us in another boat who's coming down with us, and it does help to have a hand sometimes, because more hands on the locks makes the whole thing a lot easier, of course. So this is the last of our locks on our way back to Gator Marina. Once we're through this one, we've got about 20 or so bridges till we get to Wiedenbeck, and we're going to use that as an overnight stop. There's a nice little village there, and then that leaves us another day or so to get back to Gator Marina. Nice little comfortable cruise back. So it's our last day on the boat. We've left ourselves a couple of easy trips back to Gator Marina. We haven't got to go too far today. Luckily there was some heavy rain this morning, so we've just caught a bit of a break midday, and we've only got a cruise for about 10 or 12 bridges, I think, maybe just over an hour, just to get to our little spot where we're going to spend our last night on the boat. But it's been really enjoyable, actually. Didn't know quite what to expect, was excited and a little bit nervous at the same time to start with, but now we've had a few days into it and we're getting into the swing of things. It's been really, really enjoyable. What do you reckon, John? What's your thoughts?
I think to start off with, the concentration level, sitting here and lining everything up on the boat, going, oh, how do I steer it, was really tough. But look at us now.
Yeah,
I think it's been absolutely brilliant. I don't think even the weather's put us off. Getting soaked in the rain the other day, it was still a laugh.
yeah, no, it was still good fun.
Really good fun.
Yeah, no, it's been absolutely great. So if you guys are thinking of doing this yourself, definitely give it a go. You know, we've had a fantastic week, so I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
So that's it, our final day. We're back at Gator Marina. The boat's all back safe and sound. No incidents to report, thankfully. We've had a fantastic time on board the boat. It's been such great fun, a completely different experience, and we've really enjoyed it. I just want to say a massive thanks to ABC Hire and all their team for letting us have this week on board. You know, it's been a brilliant experience and can't thank you enough. But if you're interested in having a go on a narrowboat, I'll put all the links in the description below. Just go on the website. They've got boats for hire in marinas all over the country, and I'm sure they'll be more than pleased to help you out. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.